Hey everyone, Dr. Frunkey here with a fun new discussion video. First, I just want to wish everyone a happy 4th of July, a happy Independence Day to all of my American brothers and sisters who are watching this video right now. I just wanted to reach out to everyone and give you a little channel update and talk about a few things. I like to do these videos every few weeks just to sort of keep people up to date because things are constantly changing on my channel. As some of you, I'm sure, are aware, I am constantly buying and selling and trading knives and just sort of bringing them in and out, and I just wanted to bring everything that I've got presently out on the table right now and give you a quick update on a few things. So, I'm doing some Wee knives this week. Those have been sent back to my good buddy Adam Purvis. Those videos are going to be coming out through the rest of the week this week. I still have the Riot Knives Bodega over here that needs a review. These are my knives over here. This is actually my measly collection right here. I only have 5 knives in my actual collection right now, and I have a whole lot of knives here for review. You may remember I reviewed the Tashi Barusha Rowdy High Tech over here already on my channel. I sent the blue one back already. But what I have in front of me are 6 new knives that just came into the channel here from my good buddy Tony. So Tony is a really nice guy on Instagram. We've had an open conversation about multiple different knife-related topics, and he has been extremely generous, and he offered to send me some Browse knives. If you'll recall, I did a review not that long ago of a couple of modified Browse knives. I actually still have them here. This was the Dynamic that had been modified by Fanatic Edge. And my recommendation at the end of that video was to not buy these knives for a number of reasons. Go and watch that video to sort of understand why I said that. And a lot of people gave me some flack for reviewing modified knives. And so a few people in the community offered to send me some stock Browse blades, and now I have them in the hand here. So first thing you're going to notice is that not a whole lot has changed, but we'll get into that. I'll do a comparison video with these guys. So this is the Dynamic. I believe this one is the Insight. So definitely learning a little bit more about Browse blades and the overall package there. Very excited to have for the first time a VDK knife. So VDK, for those of you who don't know, is a relatively new company by a guy named Vlad. He has a strong connection to Wee Knives, and I believe these knives are produced in the Wee Knives factory under his brand name. And this is a War Admiral, and this one has actually been modified as well by Fanatic Edge. He sends them over there to get the anodizing jobs. This one is that nice Frunkey green that I like so much. So definitely intrigued by this blade right here. Very nice action, very smooth, and very cool. It's just got a cool factor to it that's undeniable. It certainly is not the most functional or carryable knife out there, but very interesting there, that War Admiral cleaver right there. A couple of knives that I'm really excited about are a couple new Riots. This is the K1. This one just came out recently. This has to have one of the coolest and most beautiful machine satin finishes that I've seen on a production blade. Just an absolutely gorgeous satin finish, hand rub satin finish on the flats there, and that harpoon is very subtle but also very cool. Its overall profile is really nice, and this is extremely well put together. And it's interesting to me to watch the evolution of Riot knives from the Torrent to the Epoch to the K1 and the Bodega here. Just an incredible evolution, and they just keep getting better. To add to the collection of Chinese knives that I've been reviewing recently, I've had a bunch of Wee knives. And speaking of which, I've got a 606 right here from another very kind Instagrammer. Super nice knife right here. Very nice action, but that will get its own review coming up soon. But this is the Reich knife. I believe this is a 1508, if I'm not mistaken. I'm going to have to look for the actual numbers on here, but this one has some carbon fiber inlays, and this one has been pleasantly surprising in terms of its quality, fit and finish, and action. Now, I've been intrigued by these Reich knives for some time, but never bit the bullet because I didn't see one that really spoke to me. So happy to have one of these in hand. Super impressed. This one certainly falls more towards the Riot type of quality rather than, say, a Kaiser or a WE type quality. WE is nice, but WE knives are sort of fantasy knives, you know what I mean? They have their own shtick going on here. These are more legitimate knives with a bend towards quality there. Another Riot knife that I have in hand here is the Liang Ma designed GSD. It stands for Get Shit Done, or Get Stuff Done for the PG-13ers out there. But, you know, this knife is really neat. I was carrying this around today. Very pocketable, very lightweight. Really, really nice materials and fit and finish. The orange peel and the carbon fiber transition there are excellent. I worry a little bit about this cutout in the blade, and the jimping is a little bit angry, but this is an awesome EDC size, both in the length dimension, in the handle dimensions, and in the quality. Just out of control what Riot Knives is putting out these days. Really, really incredible stuff. With regards to my own knives here, definitely this knife is going to get some attention on the channel. I've got a final diagnosis coming up on the Talon. The Talon is actually for sale right now. This may or may not surprise many of you. I spent close to $3,000 on this knife, and I just don't think that I can keep that kind of money tied up in one knife if I'm going to keep this channel going. If this knife never sells, I'll be perfectly happy because it is a gorgeous piece of functional art, and I absolutely adore it. But I would be happier, I think, with a handful of new knives for you guys, and I think you would be too. Definitely enjoying my Peter Rizzenti Satori. Peter Rizzenti is, you know, far and away one of my favorite knife makers. Just a spectacular guy who makes some really, really incredible blades. This just has some of the smoothest action you could ever hope for in a knife. Surprisingly, enjoying the hell out of this Borka Blades Microtech stitch. That automatic deployment, that black on black with the bronze look to it is just undeniably badass. I love the way it looks. I love the way it fires. This is changing my perception of automatic knives significantly. That ProTech I had on the channel has already gone back to its owner. Wasn't particularly impressed with that one. That one sort of had all of the characteristic flaws and follies of a automatic knife that we've come to know and expect. This knife, though, is still very intriguing to me, the 0055. Just had it for a few days now. Really enjoying that unique opening mechanism. I love how smooth it is, just straight from the factory. Thoroughly enjoying this knife. It is very weird. I handed this to a few folks at work the other day, and someone described it as a Klingon blade. For those Star Trek nerds out there, you'll get that, but I totally understand. This is such a weird-looking alien knife. I will say it's not the best apple slicer, but it is a neat blade, and it fills that kind of fidgeting, kind of fun deployment niche that some people are looking for in their knives. So very, very interesting. This one, I feel, is going to get a very early customization from my good buddy Fanatic Edge. Maybe somebody else. The Preacher Customs reached out to me and he said he might do it. But if I'm going to send this knife back over to Fanatic Edge, I might just send that one along with him and get a similar looking anodization pattern. I think I might go Frunkey on that GTC up there, but I might do something totally different. It's still kind of up in the air. A couple of other knives that are waiting for review. This is a brand new WE Knives 709, I believe is the model. This just came from Mass Drop. This is a really, really nice knife, continuing in that budget line of WE knives with the G10 handle scales, the stainless steel liners, and the D2 steel. Just a great knife, just really ergonomically winning, very functional. WE Knives is really moving back towards a very functional role for all their knives rather than the weird sort of fantasy type knives that they were having. I already talked about the 606, and you've probably seen this one already on my channel. In love with that super smooth action. Go and check out the video on that one. So thanks for stopping by, you guys. I just wanted to give you a quick status update on everything. The Graham Razel Mid-Tech went back to the owner there. That one was too deeply flawed. I just couldn't keep it. It just was not the knife for me, so I feel bad about that. And I don't have anything else currently on order right now, although I do have a Mid-Tech BBM with Robert Carter and NCC knives coming through sometime soon. So expect that sometime. Thank you guys for watching. Which one of these knives do you want to see reviewed first? Go ahead and click like and subscribe to my channel. Check me out on Instagram at Dr. Frunkey. And as always, guys, this is Dr. Frunkey saying, take care.